Well, if you didn't hear, you probably don't even care. The 97th Academy Awards were last night, and we get it. A lot of you don't watch. I'm going to find the ratings. I forgot to look for that this morning. But we're going to recap some of the winners. I actually was shocked at some of the winners last night because all of award season we've been following, and there's some little things that kind of follow patterns and some that did not. But first, I want to talk about the opening, which is my favorite part about the whole show, which was Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo taking the stage to sing what I call the ultimate Wizard of Oz medley. Ariana Grande started out the show with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then I read a lot of comments online asking the second song that was sung, Home, that Cynthia Erivo sang. That is the classic song Home from The Wiz, which is an amazing song. It was basically an homage to the Wizard of Oz. And then, of course, they went into Defying Gravity, so it kind of like had that trifecta of Wizard of Oz songs that it just gave me goosebumps. It was amazing. Loved it.
Yeah, I personally, I thought it was beautiful from start to finish. Ariana, though, you said,
I did, yeah.
Is it called Riffs?
Riffs, she did too many.
Yeah, I think had she just kind of like stuck to the heart and soul of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, it would have been more beautiful in my opinion had she just not done like the Somewhere Over the...
Yeah.
She doesn't sing like that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I didn't mind her performance. I think it was I think what's hard is like we saw this very different side of her playing Galinda and her different side of her vocals as well. But I think last night the way she sang was very true to her normal form, if you will.
Yeah.
But also I have to say, Cynthia Erivo just can do no wrong singing wise in my head. So I think it's hard to like go first and do that, and maybe some people not like it or appreciate it, and then Cynthia goes and everyone's gonna love that. So like I think it's just a hard toss up there too.
Yeah.
I was watching reruns.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
okay.
one of the people. I am all well and good.
But Tom, you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
Cynthia's a Broadway performer.
Yeah.
Singing live, I always respect. They both sing live. You could tell it was live because it's not perfect, and that's what I respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it is not due to any lack of respect. It's just I kind of lose my interest after a while in award shows.
Well, Oscars are long.
I'll tell you,
Yeah,
anybody get up there and do that, I would trust those two because of their live singing abilities, either in concert or on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I trust them to get out there and
Yeah.
like, they know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was beautiful regardless.
All right, let's get to some categories because, I mean, I think I did kind of predict it last week with Chris Luzader. I thought Best Picture. Let's take a look at the winner. The winner was Anora. The only reason I thought that last week is because it had one precursor, and I just felt the momentum was kind of shifting that way. But again, I didn't know for sure, but that was just my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this one was the most up in the air though, also, because all season long it's almost been a different movie for every award show. And I think, so this was one I think people were really unsure about. But Anora did really well throughout the whole night. I mean, they swept the Oscars really and truly, so.
Yeah.
There were a lot of camps out there. You know, you were hearing all this good stuff about one, then all this good, and I'm tired of that one and this. So there, as an outsider looking in,
Yeah.
there seemed to be a lot of this kind of stuff, all the way building up
Yeah.
to the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
Including Best Director. We'll go with that one. There you go. Again, Anora.
He had some really amazing speeches too. For people that didn't really keep up with Anora this award show season, it was a very small, like in the retrospective film budgets, it was a very small budget, $6 million film. Kind of this smaller indie film. A lot of the actors are not like super recognizable within the film, and it did so well at the Oscars. So this was like, I'm not gonna say unheard of, but I think this was like a really big moment for film and small films specifically.
Small, yeah,
You know what I
indie
mean?
films.
So,
$6 million is hardly
Yeah.
anything anymore.
yeah,
Right.
and it did really well.
And
People
he
really
did.
respected it.
He did say he wants to keep the pictures on the big screen.
Yeah.
Kind of took a dig at the streaming services.
He
also.
sure did.
Oh.
Yes, and then Best Actress, which is the biggest surprise in my opinion, waking up
Yeah.
to see because Demi Moore had kind of been sweeping award seasons
Yeah.
for The Substance, and to see, look at that, Anora again.
Mikey Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally, I did not see Anora, so I can't say she doesn't deserve it. I'm sure she does, but had Demi Moore won just for The Substance, the message behind it, her being quote unquote older in Hollywood and, fighting those stereotypes would have just been full circle for Demi. But hey, there's always next year and the next year and the next year.
I think what's cool about award shows is, I agree, I was kind of hoping to see Demi Moore win because of the iconicness of it, but I think they're all iconic in their own right for the reason they win. Like when when Mikey Madison spoke, she's only 25 years old, and she was talking about how she grew up in the Los Angeles area, but Hollywood always felt so far away, which was very interesting to me the way she worded that. And she's really, I mean, she's been in other big projects, but this was her big like first role. So I think this is like a very good career ahead of her.
Yeah.
I hope this opens producers, directors' minds to someone like Demi Moore or Demi herself.
Yeah.
To make this kind of statement in her career at this point in her career that she has got a lot of talent and a lot more time to go,
Yeah.
so they use her more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be scared to use them.
We'll move on to Best Actor, which I was pleasantly surprised because the momentum had been kind of shifting to Timothée Chalamet. Him winning the SAG Award, and then, you know, he was kind of the favorite early on, Adrian Brody, for The Brutalist. So he did pull it out for the Oscar, which kind of, you know, surprised probably their PR terms were battling it out for award season this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I, again, didn't see The Brutalist, but hey, well deserved. It's his second Oscar. And I know, Blake, we've talked in the office how there's been controversy kind of from the past and roles maybe he took on SNL, I don't know, that were kind of clouding
Yeah.
Adrian Brody's, you know.
Yeah, well, also present
to the
day, he was
Oscars.
one of the actors that got caught up in the AI scandal this year. So there was rumors that he has this accent within the film, and there's rumors that it was AI put on his voice to make it sound more localized to the area that he's supposed to be playing from, which is just kind of an odd move. But anyway, so there was a lot of like that circling this year, but he was not the only one that got that flag. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Best Supporting Actress, no surprise. Thinks she won everything, every award show. Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez, which I couldn't stand that movie. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I think personally she did an amazing job
Yeah.
speaking Spanish throughout the entirety of the film, singing also in Spanish or talk singing. So yeah, I mean, like you said, she was sweeping all the award shows, so it was kind of a given,
Yeah.
if you will.
No, I agree. I feel like I have a lot of mixed thoughts on the film for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
But I will say, if any award's going to come out of this film, I'm happy that it was for Zoe Saldana because I do think she deserves it. So yeah.
I'm trying to recall the last time I've heard so many negative comments about a movie that
Yeah.
was, you know,
To this level.
yeah.
And then quickly before we run out of time, Best Supporting Actor, no surprise this one either. I think the supporting categories were the locks this season. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. I kind of thought A Real Pain was going to win Best Original Screenplay, but it did not.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked by that one as well. But
I loved his speech. It was just so
I just love
all
him.
over the place. Yeah.
Yes.
And then he was like, all right, honey, we got to make babies.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
well, and I like the direct address to Jeremy Strong too, who was also nominated because they were on Succession together. So
Yes.
there's these rumors that they like hate each other, but I like that he kind of addressed that and made it very obvious that they're still friendly.
Yeah.
So.
And he brought up his first role in Home Alone, which I thought
Yeah, it was
so
cute.
great.
Yeah.
So, all right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Oscars red carpet fashion, so don't go anywhere.